Revelation 2309. From the 22nd of April 1942. God's protection. Right thinking. Truth or error. The thought activity of a soul forming itself into love is subject to divine protection, and if the human being wants to be good, he will always willingly take up the right thoughts if they rise from the heart and desire to be held in the human being's brain. The will of the person striving for love affirms the good thoughts and rejects the bad thoughts, and God strengthens this will because he recognizes the human being's striving and seizes everything that wants to turn towards him. Thus he comes towards the person who has him as his goal. The good person cannot think wrongly as soon as his thoughts are born in his own heart. That is, everything that is unclear to him and triggers questions in him will awaken truthful thoughts in him and thus can be called his own gain thoughts. If, however, it has been instructed by human beings which deviate from the truth, the soul will not wholeheartedly surrender to the eternal truth, which is God himself. It does not desire clarification but believes itself to be enlightened. Thoughts are not born in the heart but planted in it. The human being's will cannot free itself from them, and the human being's love does not turn exclusively towards the eternal deity but also belongs to that which gave rise to human wisdom. Thus the human being is not yet free from earthly love. Yet the human being must be willing to surrender everything he possesses if he wants to receive the eternal truth. This, however, compensates him for everything he gives away. Thought activity is left to his own free will, thus it is not forcibly directed in a certain direction as long as the human being wants to be active himself. Only when he also hands over his thinking to God's guidance, when he asks for his protection and blessing and recommends all thought material that comes to him to his care and grace, will his thinking be guided by God and inevitably move in truth. And the human being need not fear that he will have to give up something pleasing to God, for as soon as he is already in truth he will receive it again as thought material. Only the heart refuses to let that rise up to the brain which does not correspond to divine truth, that is, purely in terms of will. The human being then rejects such thoughts because he can no longer fully affirm them, and God separates truth from error and gives the person who fully surrenders himself to him the knowledge of what is truth and what is error. Anyone who wants to draw wisdom from the books of the world will never attain wisdom, but anyone who, in heartfelt love for God, approaches him for the truth, his wisdom will surpass everything that has been gained intellectually. And thus a characteristic is set when a person moves in truth. But the same truth is always offered to those who appeal to God as the eternal truth for the right knowledge. Amen.